Hello and welcome to Diaga's Power Aura Classics Raiding and Basic Configurations Setup Guide. In this guide, I aim to show you how to set up a basic Power Aura to show you your buffs and your debuffs during raids. Now, whilst I'm attacking this dummy here, you will see various icons appearing on the left around my CLC ret add-on. These are the basic power auras that I've already set up, which assist in telling me when cooldowns, trinkets and buffs are available to me. For example, on the far left hand side you will see a number 3 on my Titanic Strength Power Aura. This is my trinket that when I activate at 5 stacks gives me a big strength increase. There you go, you can see there is 5 stacks now. So if I use my trinket, I gain a new buff that now has 12 seconds remaining. Above my CLC red add-on you will see Inquisition has 20 seconds, and my accelerated buff has 8 seconds left. These are all auras, and they're set up, and I can see them all the time whilst I'm raiding, playing battlegrounds, or even killing orcs in the battleground. So how do we set these up? You download Power Aura Classics from Curse, or even from the homepage of my website. To open the interface once you've installed the add-on, you type /power, as you can see in the bottom left hand corner in my chat box. That will hide and show the interface. Now you'll see here that on my second page of my auras, you'll see there's nothing set up. So what we're going to do is, we're going to set up an aura to show when my Seal of Truth buff, which I should always have, is not active. To make a new one, we press this new button, and you'll be presented with what looks like a rather scary interface with lots of options. Now don't be daunted by this, it's actually very simple to use, and I'll go through the basics of what's what. From top to bottom. In the middle of the screen you'll see this nice fancy aura that's appeared. There's 238 different icons predefined in the aura add-on itself, of which can be chosen and used on anything you wish. We can change the opacity of this aura so it views really bright, or you can hardly see it and it hardly interferes with your interface. Deformation, you can change whether it's squashed or squashed in the opposite direction, and you can change the symmetry of the icon. As you can see, upside down, opposite way around, or just leave it as it is. You can change the size of the add-on, so it takes up all of your screen, or very little of your screen, to the point where you can't see it. You can change the X position, which is the left and the right, and you can change the Y position, which is up and down. We're just going to leave it there for now. You can activate auras for several different types of buffs, debuffs, and items in the game. For this example, we're going to do a buff, and that's Seal of Truth. So, in this box, we're going to type Seal of Truth. And because that's the exact name, we type in exact name. And we're going to leave the rest of the options blank, except for this one, invert. This will show me when it's not active. If we leave it unticked, it'll show me when it is active. You don't really want to worry about the cast by me, or the PvP stuff, that's nothing important. In combat, well, if you leave it unticked, it'll show you at all times. Resting, you don't really need that on, otherwise it'll only show you whilst you're resting in a main city. Leave in party and in raid unticked if you want it to show at all times, otherwise you can define when you want it shown. You're able to tick at what point and what spec you want the auras to be showing. Do you want it shown whilst you're mounted? In this instance, no we don't. Or in a vehicle? No. And you can set up whether it's being casted by an enemy target, a focus target, a party member, or a particular unit frame. But we're going to leave them unticked as well, just for the basic setups. And you can also choose whether you want it in your primary spec, your dual spec, or in any spec. So let's give this a go. Once we've done that, we just press the X button at the top, and it'll save the aura. We close it off, and it'll be there. And it's on the screen, which means Seal of Truth is not active. So we're going to activate it, and you'll see it now disappears. And if we untick it, it comes back. Now, I don't particularly like the circle. I prefer using Blizzard's standard icons. So if we use this use own textures icon, just there, you'll see it uses the actual Seal of Truth icon. And you can change whether you want this upside down, round and round, but we're going to leave it exactly there, and we're going to make it slightly smaller. We'll come out of the interface again, and you'll see that once I use it, it's disappeared, and once it's gone, it's there. It's a nice reminder. Now, what we can do, we can add a sound effect to these power auras, which means you don't always have to pay attention to the visual representation on the screen. You'll see in the sound tab, there's lots of different tabs, and as you go through them, there's different
aggro
sounds that can be used.
And now, me eat cookie.
And some of them, as you can hear, are quite funny. Now, we're going to use the phone, just for the sake of annoying people and showing you the add-on. So if we cancel that out, if we get rid of Seal of Truth now, we hear the sound, and that's the sound representation. So as soon as Seal of Truth would run out, if I was in the middle of a boss fight and I wasn't paying attention to the icons on my screen, you'd hear the sound effect, and that instantly tells you, yep, I need to use Seal of Truth, and the icon disappears. Now, for other boss fights, during raiding, and progression raiding particularly, we can set up power auras to show you when you're affected by particular boss fights debuffs. For example, we've got one here, Fading Light, and that's on the old Traxian fight in Dragon Soul, the 5th boss. And Fading Light means you're going to get one shot if you don't use the special ability Heroic Will at the right time. Now, if you're affected by it, the debuff will show up, and it will show you a 5-second countdown. And you can see that here. Now we're going to go through how to set up the debuff so you can use it. So we shall come out of Power Auras. We'll go to our second page so you can see it from a fresh point of view, and we click New. We go to the activation, and this time we want a debuff. We want to use our own texture, and we're going to type in Fading Light, and it's the exact name, and we're going to leave every other option in the game completely blank, because we want to know when we're affected by it, not when we're not affected by it. So we'll move that out of the way a little bit, move it up. And to set the timer on there, it's a 10-second debuff. The timer should be showing on the screen. Sometimes it doesn't. So what we're going to do is we'll come out of that one, we'll go back into it. That's because we need to set it to 10 seconds. There we go. There we go. We've got it up on the screen now. I apologise for that. Now you can use the X and Y position to move it around the screen, and you can use the Y to move it. I sometimes prefer it on top of the icon itself. It'll automatically show the 100th by default, which I untick, and I always hide the leading zeros so we got a nice big number in the middle of the screen. And I use a transparent texture so I can see the number through on top of the icon. Now, unfortunately I'm not going to be able to show you this happening, you're just going to have to bear with me and understand that this will work. But that's how you set up a debuff, and for some of them it's nice to have like a BAM icon, so you know straight away that you're affected by this particular debuff, and it'll appear on your screen the second it starts. Other bosses that I've set these debuffs up for, if you look on my first page, is Shrapnel, which is on Deathwing, the second boss fight. Searing Plasma, which is the first Deathwing fight. And the Fading Light, which we've just gone through and discussed. So I hope this helps, guys. If you wish to have any more information, please send me an in-game mail or speak to me in-game, and I will see how much I can assist you and help you up with setting these up. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.